One tragic plane crash that jolted the entire world. Passengers, crew members, all dead except one. Boeing 787 Dreamliner turned into a fireball. Ahmedabad plane crash. A wake-up call? On a hot summer afternoon, a flight took off in Gujarat's Ahmedabad. After a seemingly smooth takeoff, the Air India 171 flight started falling from the sky. The pilot issued a mayday call. In a total of 59 seconds, the Boeing Dreamliner 787 with 242 on board crashed. Only one survived. It has been almost a month now since the fatal incident. Now the eyes are on the preliminary investigation report, which will be made public soon. Reports suggest that the AAIB, or the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, submitted its initial findings to the Ministry of Civil Aviation.
Why did a modern Boeing 787 fail within a span of 51 seconds? That's one question that many aviation experts who we've spoken to have been asking. Was there a critical engine or control system failure? Could this have been the reason as to why there was a crash of this magnitude?
It was Boeing Dreamliner's first ever fatal crash, but snags in Boeing aircraft have been reported several times. In fact, Boeing itself has a dark history of deadly accidents.
When every second counts, as it did on Flight 1282, training to the point of muscle memory is paramount. In this case, the crew knew precisely what to do. They acted without hesitation, and it saved lives. And yet the crew shouldn't have had to be heroes, because this accident never should have happened. An accident like this does not happen because of an individual or even a group of individuals. Aviation is much more resilient than that. An accident like this only happens when there are multiple system failures. This is from the draft NTSB report we'll soon discuss.
Notably, Boeing 737 MAX has made headlines in the past after fatal crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia. These mishaps killed hundreds of people in 2018 and 2019. Snags and failures have been highlighted by many, but that's not the story here. This is John Barnett. He worked for Boeing for over 30 years. John had been employed as a quality manager at Boeing's North Charleston plant, which builds the 787 Dreamliner. In 2019, he alleged that workers had been deliberately fitting substandard parts to aircraft to prevent delays. John also flagged that up to 25% of emergency oxygen systems on the 787 could fail in flight. This was a big charge against Boeing. John had retired by then. Then in March 2024, John died, reportedly by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Just weeks before his death, he had been giving evidence in a whistleblower lawsuit against Boeing. Then comes the story of Sam Salehpour, another whistleblower who in 2024 had said that all Dreamliner 787 should be grounded. He warned that the airplanes are at the risk of premature failure.
A whistleblower called it a ticking time bomb. An engineer of Boeing, Sam Salehpour, raised serious concerns around the Dreamliner. He accused the company of cutting corners in the production of both 777 and 787 Dreamliners. He wrote to FAA in January 2024 accusing Boeing of taking production shortcuts that could compromise aircraft safety. He said Boeing's assembly process for the 787 Dreamliner involved forcing misaligned fuselage sections together, sometimes with workers physically jumping on parts to align them.
Sam Salehpour also worked at Boeing for over a decade. He even claimed that he faced backlash as he raised concerns, including exclusions from meetings. There have been several voices against Boeing, but the aircraft manufacturer has been insisting that their carriers are safe. The recent crash is a huge hit for Boeing.
I think Boeing would be more cautious here if evidence emerged from the black boxes that there was a serious airworthiness issue related to the Boeing aircraft. And don't forget, it's got American-made engines. They're General Electric Gen X engines. So I cannot emphasize enough how important the evidence from the black box data will be.
Notably, Boeing posted a loss of $11.8 billion in 2024. That is almost $1 billion every month, bringing its total losses since 2019 to more than $35 billion. Now the question is, if Boeing has been performing so badly, why are not their customers moving to other suppliers?
I don't think it has made their customers run to another supplier. First of all, there's a limited number of suppliers who have a product that has that sort of capability for those customers. So you're basically talking about Embraer, Boeing, Airbus, and not much else.
The airplane industry effectively operates as a duopoly. It is important to understand that when you fly commercially, you will almost either be on a Boeing or an Airbus. This means there are not any other big players in this industry. In case of Ahmedabad, the cause of the crash is unknown as of now. Reportedly, pilots have tried to recreate the final moments of the aircraft on the flight simulator. However, on simulators too, they could not avert the crisis. The investigation into this horrific crash continues. Even as experts form their opinions and the world awaits the probe details, past tragedies and whistleblowers have surely made many point fingers at the aircraft manufacturer.